Now let me ask you this question, unless TJ has one. I'm just coming up with stuff. Wheels are turning.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I guess I don't have that many issues. Go ahead.
There was a case, and I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere up in New England. There was a guy on a motorcycle that was he was probably going over 100 miles an hour. Had a camera on his helmet, and an unmarked car pulls him over, or not pull him over, blocks him. There's a traffic jam. There's a car that pulls in front of him. Guy gets out of the car, pointing a gun at him, saying, "State police, get off your bike." No identification. Nothing. He records the whole thing.
Yeah.
After all the dust settles, he posted, I think, on YouTube or something. Then he gets charged with some kind of violation of wiretap law. What's your opinion on that kind of thing? Because the way I understand it is you can take pictures, you can take video any public place.
I'm in full libertarian mode on this one. Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely not. I think these laws that some police departments are pushing to, and look, I work with a lot of policemen. They're good guys, the ones I work with. But this idea that people should be restrained from recording policemen or filming policemen carrying out their duties in a public place is nonsense. And I've never heard any of the officers I work with complain about it, because at Horn Lake, we're lucky we've got a very well-trained police department.
I'm just saying, but yeah, I mean, maybe it's good. I think the dash cams are pretty good for their safety, and there's been a couple police have been shot, and they have their dash cam to prove it. And if something happens to the policeman, he can identify them. They catch it.
Did you know Randy Travis got busted with a DUI this week, and it was caught on tape?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. And, and you can tell it's him. It's kind of fuzzy. All those police cams are
Was
real
he
fuzzy,
was he on his little lawn tractor like?
No.
Go to
It
shows
was in a car, and he said, I'm getting ready to arrest you for driving under the influence. He's got that real deep. You're kidding.
Really?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't kid with you,
We
sir.
saw him at
You're
the
kidding
Civic
me.
Center about 10 years ago when he came to sing. Yeah, Randy Travis.
Whatever.
Good guy. I like him.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
The
Hey,
one-
I'm going
I'll tell you
to
this.
Nashville. Go ahead. I got a story to tell.
The one legitimate gripe officers do have about the filming is usually the filming does not start until well into the incident. And so the tape usually won't have what led up to it.
It's out of context.
Yeah.
The context is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Rodney King was a great example of that. You didn't see him, and I'm not saying what the
Come on,
officer still
Jack.
didn't
Seriously,
work him over
CJ's
too
right
much.
there. When that happened, I was in New York City that same weekend that they did the Rodney King beatdown, which was horrible.
It was. The cops still.
They closed down. We
overdid it.
drove through Harlem. Me and my buddy Doug Kademian from New Jersey, Hackensack. He was a chef in New York, and I met him in Mexico. It's a whole big story there. But I went up there to go see him, and we were driving through, and he's in marches. We're going down with signs, and there's two white. Well, he was kind of off-white. He was Armenian. I don't know what you call him. He was like the Kardashians. He was tinted.
Still white. I've got clients who are Armenian. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, but we're
it's
going, and he
okay.
was really funny, and he was trying to show me everything, and he said, we might want to get out of here. And at that point, there wasn't like all the internet. You didn't know everything that was going on, and I was young and naive.
That internet wasn't as
That
popular.
internet was not, so
The
it wasn't
interwebs
even
weren't out.
around, yeah. So, that same weekend, I remember they had closed down, and we'd gone out to a party, and anyway, that was just a crazy weekend. You brought up Rodney King. So, what was your point?
That the video cuts on after the main, because
Right.
from what I understand,
Oh,
he
yeah.
kept going. They told him that he was resisting arrest. They tried to do something, and he got back. He was on PCP.
That's what they
And-
were afraid of.
Yeah, and he kept getting back up, and it took 7 people to subdue him, and then finally, then you see, of course, the video cuts on, and of course, it's them beating him down, trying to subdue him, and it,
Right.
whether or not it was excessive. I mean, it looks like it's excessive, but
I
there's
like
no
his
way to know.
catchphrase, though. Can we all just get along?
Oh my gosh, if I hear that one more time.
Can we
I
all
think
just
the-
get along?
The beating was excessive. However, the reason he got acquitted was the charges were overdone too. They basically charged the cops with attempted murder, and that wasn't it. I mean, they weren't trying to kill the guy; they were trying to,
I don't know.
break him. So that was why he got acquitted in the state court. They charged him with charged the policeman with the right thing in federal court. That's why they got convicted there.
I don't know, but yeah, I got kind of threatened one time. I was shooting a wedding video at an establishment downtown, but I was shooting it from the sidewalk. And one of the security guards came up to me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He got all, and I was like, "Well, we're just shooting a wedding video." Well, I don't know if you can be here or not. Yeah, I can. I'm on the sidewalk, dude.
Yeah.
And I have another a buddy who's a photographer who was taking some pictures out by the old bridge across the river. There's a railroad track there. He was taking pictures of a bride out in front of this bridge, and someone stopped him and said, "You can't take pictures of a railroad track," which that's not true either.
Right. That's a post
can-
9/11 phenomenon. People thinking
I mean, you can take pictures of airports. You can take pictures of train tracks. You can take pictures of just about anything from a sidewalk. I could take pictures of your house from the sidewalk, and you'd have nothing to say to me about it. Even a school where kids are playing.
Yeah.
I could take pictures of those kids as long as I'm from a sidewalk. And I think there's something about the zoom lens. You can't use something that's an above average type thing. But anyway.
The guy I went to high school with got in trouble he was doing.
Not that I would do
work
that, parents. Just saying.
At Overton Park. This guy was a little weird anyway. And but he got stopped by the policeman for taking pictures in the public spot. And yeah, it certainly looked like he was taking pictures of a lot of kids.
I think the whole world's changing because there's so many cameras and camera phones.
Yeah.
You probably just don't realize how often you're being watched.